Folks, we have updates for you on the motor, on the future, on sailing. We're Seth and Natalia. We bought Windrose, a 38-foot 1977 Custom Ingrid Atkins sailboat in Hawaii. We're working hard to restore her in preparation to untie from this island and sail the world. We are excited to share our journey with you so you can see our world alongside us. Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. I wanted to first say thank you so much for watching this video. Yes, you who is watching this video right now. If it wasn't for your view, your subscription to our channel, to liking this video, to commenting, we wouldn't be able to continue to pursue our dream to sail Hawaii and beyond, infinity and beyond. Sounds like a, what is that? Buzz Lightyear. Buzz Lightyear quote. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. It's never lost on us. As our channel grows, it's just been such an amazing opportunity that we have here to share our journey with you and take you along with us as our community here grows. It's just been incredible. But that being said, we had someone join over on Patreon, which we haven't really advertised much about. However, we really want to begin creating content on that platform for you. So please leave down below what you would love to see on that platform. We want to create content that you want to see. So whatever you want to see on this platform and or on Patreon, please leave that down below just so that I can get ideas and create content that you want to see. And if you're going to say sailing, I hear ya. We'll be sailing soon, so hang tight on that. We're really excited to see where we're going to go in Hawaii and the different islands and just all of the different sailing that we're going to get to do. So thank you so much for being here, and let's get into this week's video. This episode is sponsored. I'm just kidding, Seth. I was pulling a Windex. This episode is sponsored by Athletic Greens. You just need one scoop a day. Use my link below. Alright folks, so I'm heading down with my keys. I'm gonna go grab the mail because when we bought the engine, they actually sent us a 48 volt contactor, and the contactor that we need is actually 96 volts. So we ordered one from China and I think it arrived today, so hopefully it did. I'm gonna go pick it up and hopefully that's the key to have everything talk together and work smoothly. If not, we're gonna have to troubleshoot again. So we got the goods. It's been kind of tough to troubleshoot and we're hoping that this works. When you are doing it yourself, it's kind of hard to figure out what needs to be fixed. And we kind of tried a couple different things, but then when we realized this was a 96 volt that we needed, but we only had a 48, that's when we really realized, like, all right, we need a new one. So we ordered it, came in. It's taken about a week to get here, so we've been just kind of on pins and needles. If this doesn't work, we're gonna be back at the drawing board, but you know what they say, if it doesn't work, try again. So we're trying. All right, so I'm just making dinner. Dinner's on the stove. We just flipped the switch and we tried it and it didn't work. So a little frustrated. Seth is back there looking at plans of just re-looking at it. This is kind of the low point of boat work where it's like a lot of trying and trying and trying. So for right now, we're gonna enjoy dinner. We're gonna keep problem solving. All right, so if you can see, oh, it's so beautiful out today. It's just like a lake out there. It looks like we're on like the lake of Pearl Harbor. Anyways, I've been reading this book and I just finished reading a paragraph more towards the middle of the book where it talks about how the girl who's like they're full-time cruisers in the tropics, she put up a hammock between like the main and the mizzen and she slept overnight looking at the stars. So it's going to be a low of 68 degrees today, hopefully no rain. Hopefully. So I'm gonna like hook up my hammock and sleep tonight between the main and the mizzen and just enjoy this beautiful Hawaii weather, because what better place to do that than here. So Seth's working on the engine. I'm gonna go check in on him, do a couple more chores downstairs, and then the hammock is going up between here and right there. So hammock time, and hopefully I get a good night's sleep. We'll wake up with the national anthem playing from Pearl Harbor Base, so that'll be fun.
What are you doing, dog?
Putting up the hammock. Sleeping outside. Do you want to help me though? It's gonna be an interesting night, folks. So I just came out here. I'm in like I was gonna bundle up just because I didn't know if it's gonna be like cold tonight, but it's raining. You can see the clouds in the sky. It's raining outside, so I don't think I'm gonna sleep outside tonight. I think I'm gonna just sleep in a bed, but I'm gonna leave it up because I think I'll still come out here tomorrow morning and probably early. And if the hammock's dry, I'll just crawl in there and kind of catch a little bit of the stars. So a little bit of a pivot because I don't want to get wet. Alright, so a couple weeks ago we got Starlink and it's just been sitting in the cockpit, so we haven't mounted it, but in preparation for sailing we do need to have it mounted so it's not just moving everywhere. So with the main and the mizzen and the tiller and our rudder and just everything that we have on this boat, it's really hard to give it the space to move because it moves to like connect to the satellites. But then on top of that, we also need to make sure that not only can it move, but it's not in the way of like our sails, our booms, just the tiller, anything. So we thought about getting a fishing pole spot where it can just fit right into the fishing pole like holder, just from like West Marine, and just put it on some of our bars, but it still kind of is going to get in the way. So we're testing out a theory right now where we're going to put it up here, so that's working on it right now, on the deck, and then we can wire it there and then just fiberglass the sides of the Starlink base. So that's what we're trying now.
That's all the way open, right?
Yeah, I don't think it goes anymore. Okay, so Seth is drilling a hole for the cable because it's going to come up through the companionway in the little area, so it doesn't get crimped. It'll have like its own little hole, and then it'll sit somewhere along here. That way it isn't really in this way of anything, and it kind of blends in with our boat because our boat is white and gray. So it'll just kind of like hopefully blend in. It looks a little awkward, but it's definitely a well-needed piece of technology. Alright, how's it looking? Ooh, it fits in there really nicely. Alright, it should be popping out on your end.
Keep going.
Alright, so we have the we have the Starlink here. So the door fully comes down or opens, and then this is here. So we're gonna trial it. It's not gonna go anywhere right now. This is pretty heavy and it's through these little handles for now. So if this works and the door opens and everything with the cords and everything runs, then we'll make this permanent. We're thinking of fiberglassing the base. That way we can take this on and off because this just pops off. So we can just pop that off if we need to move it. So I'm gonna give it a go, see if it works, and then we'll make it permanent. Project at a time, getting ready to sail. Careful, careful. So we have this piece of paneling, or would you call it paneling?
That's the exact word I would use.
What would you use it? What would you call this?
Trim.
Trim. We have trim.
Paneling.
The paneling. So the trim. Get out of here. So we have this, and this is what I guess. Yeah, trim is the right word. This is what goes around here against the ceiling and the walls. So we're trying to make a good. We have a good entryway for the Starlink cord, but we want to make it look neat so that. Why are you laughing at me?
Good entryway.
We have a good. We have a good entryway for the cord, but we're trying. He's shaking his head at me. Very proper words. We have a good entryway. We just have to find a way for it to just kind of look a little bit better, because right now the cord's just kind of dangling. So we have the entryway. I will show you right
You have no entryway.
here. This is where it's entering. And then we also have the option to put it through here. This is actually an old vent where you could have like a wood stove or something right here. But they did board this up, so we'd have to take this apart. So it is an option for the future. But for now, this kind of comes right through. This comes right through the door. We made a small little hole, and then it'll kind of pop into here, and then we can put the paneling somehow back on. I'm not sure. We'll keep you tuned. All right, so we open this up. All right, what are we doing? All right, here's a drill bit. Here, hold on, let me close it first. There you go. My job is to get the tools that Seth needs to do the job, which is getting easier as I organize more because it's easier to get to things. So if you remember in last week's video, I organized all of our like paints and epoxy and glues. So now I just have to grab all the things for him. All right. Let's see a hole. Oh, this hole? Oh, this is really big, dog.
Get it through.
Alright, so that way it kind of fits through here. Be beautiful, and then we'll put the trim back. Gotta get worse before it gets better. Woo! Ooh, careful, careful, my little artwork. This will go just like tacked up here. Alright, so it's time for project cleanup, and my number one tool that we bought a long time ago that I didn't really think too much would come in handy, but every time we do a project there's always cleanup, is this Ryobi vacuum. Game changer. Like literally game changer. I use it every single day. What I usually do is take this end. I don't even have the long attachment, and I just hook it up like this, and I've got like a little vacuum that does the whole boat, gets in all the nooks and crannies, and then when Seth's doing projects, especially right now, he has a ton of sawdust, I can just kind of zip around with the little nozzle. So, really great tool, and since we have all Ryobi saws and all the sanding tools and stuff, you just pop this off and you can use it for your tools, use it for the vacuum, you're good to go. Alright, so the cord goes through here, behind the trim, over here, we'll pin it up there, down through a hole here, and then it goes all the way back to the cords. This all needs to get cleaned up. We've just had major engine work, obviously. Folks, we have updates for you on the motor, on the future, on sailing. Heyo. Alright. So we have updates. We've been back and forth with Thunderstruck Motors about the controller. So the controller is the problem and why we are having issues with the motor starting. So the controller we're sending back today to Thunderstruck directly because it was either programmed weird or something is wrong with it. So we're sending it back to them, and they will then send it back to us, eventually hopefully repaired and good to go. So although that is gonna delay our motor installation, it is not gonna delay our sailing. So we're actually going to embark sailing engineless. So we have a really good setup right now. We're right at the end of the marina and a slip right at the end. We don't have a dock neighbor right now, so we have a really wide slip where we can like dock and like leave under sail. And the channel for Pearl Harbor is super wide and really deep, and we're really familiar with the area, and we're going to fine-tune our sailing skills. We've seen people do it, we know it's possible, and we believe in ourselves to not rely on a motor, as well as it's really good to learn because one day if our motor and the batteries die or the motor quits working for a period of time, we're gonna know that we can do it ourselves as sailors. So stay tuned because we have in a few weeks coming for you videos of motorless sailing. So stay tuned and y'all come back now. Yahir. Yahir is our name of our weekly Patreon updates. You can hear in real time what we're doing. It's something that Seth and I say all the time is Yahir. So y'all come back now. Yahir. Or join us over on Patreon to see our real-time updates and weekly episodes of Yahir. Alright, I can't say that without laughing. It's just, we just want to bring joy to you. So, alright, we will see ya next week.